On this episode of Vintage New York, I visit the niche shop on the Upper West Side, and then I head over to the New York Historical Society at Central Park West to see the Real Clothes, Real Lives 200 Years of What Women Wore exhibit. Then I'll show you what I bought at the niche shop and how I styled it. I'm Sydney Stone. I'm the editor of Vintage Fashion Magazine, and this is Vintage New York. There are actually two locations of the niche shop, one on the Upper West Side at 2206 Broadway between 78th and 79th, and the other on the East Side at 311 East 81st Street between 1st and 2nd. I visited the one on Broadway. It's an absolute darling of a shop with friendly staff and color-coordinated racks of vintage and secondhand modern pieces. And it didn't take long for me to fall in love with a certain something from this shop, which I'll reveal later in the video. After the niche shop, I stopped for French toast and an apple martini at Serafina's on the corner of Broadway and 77th. It's great for brunch or dinner, but I can remember when this spot was Fish's Eddy. It's where I bought my Manhattan Skyline espresso cups, which I later spotted watching You've Got Mail.
Murray Chilton died, which makes one less person I'm not speaking to. Hurry! Oh!
And can we just all agree that Parker Posey is everything in this movie?
Where are my Tic Tacs? What?
Okay, now on to the exhibit. Located at Central Park West and 77th Street, the New York Historical Society was established in 1804 and has the distinction of being the city's first official museum. The exhibit, entitled Real Clothes, Real Lives, 200 Years of What Women Wore, looks at the changing role of women by examining the clothes they wore. From heavy and oppressive house dresses that have been mended countless times, to the freedom of the 1960s mini dresses, this exhibit gives a whole new meaning to the term slow fashion. You can visit the Real Clothes, Real Lives exhibit through June of 2025, and for more information, check out the museum website at nyhistory.org. Now here's what I got at the niche shop. This adorable early Y2K patent leather bowling bag with a major bling closure. This bag goes with anything, so I styled it with a few different pieces currently available in the Shop Stylophile Vintage store, which is linked below. I started with this 1980s leopard print fuzzy sweater, which can also be worn as a mini dress. Then I paired it with some Jimmy Choo sandals, a gold lame halter dress, and a leather-trimmed Gucci jacket, also from the 1980s. And finally, it matched perfectly with this striped silk oversized blouse worn with a leather pencil skirt. And that's it for this episode of Vintage New York. Join me next time as I scour the West Village for more vintage before heading to the annual Village Halloween Parade. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below to be notified when the next episode drops, and visit vintagefashionmagazine.com for more vintage content.